But we get together every Tuesday to talk about the pro football picks for the week gone by, and also for today with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. We're going to give our preview for the games that are coming up this coming weekend, which begins with 3 games on Thursday. My guest on the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline back with me this morning, the general manager of Catena Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Doug Wells is back with us this morning. Good morning, Doug. How are you?
Good morning. How about you and I both had a rough week.
Well, we both went 8 for 13, or 8 out of 13, rather. But the good thing, Doug, was we beat Tommy G by 1. That's a victory right there for you and I think.
So we're working our way back.
We are. Not a great week, you're right, but we did okay. Before we take a look back and a look ahead, Doug, when I was watching people and I hear all the stories of people who are trapped in that awful snowstorm that came through on Thursday, I couldn't help but think about you and the line of Mercedes-Benz cars and how would those vehicles get around in the bad weather like we had on Thursday. Is there a couple models, a model or two that are really good for driving in snowy weather that's coming our way soon?
Yeah, pretty much all of our all-wheel drives. I mean, our sedans, coupes, and convertibles, and definitely all of our SUVs. You have the best all-wheel drive system you can get in an automobile, but you also have all the other safety features that help prevent you from oversteering, understeering, and when you have to hit the brakes. The one thing I always try to tell people about any all-wheel drive brand, when somebody buys it, the all-wheel drive will help you. Will help you accelerate in snow. But remember, if you're doing 60 miles an hour and 4 inches of snow and you hit the brakes, the weight of that car, I don't care what the brand is, you will slide. All-wheel drive is not going to prevent you from doing that. So please drive carefully when you're driving in inclement weather and give yourself plenty of distance between cars. Yeah,
that's an important thing, too. And something, Doug, about being stuck in 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of traffic. When you're sitting inside a new Mercedes-Benz, it's kind of tolerable, I would think, right?
Well, you got comfortable seats. A lot of your cars have massaging seats. Normally you have an incredible sound system.
Yeah.
The cars are extremely quiet, so when you hear that wind and all that stuff, you're which is the main thing that you feel that you have a very secure feeling. And when you're driving in inclement weather, especially snow, people tend to feel insecure and uneasy. So when you drive in the Mercedes, you will feel extremely secure.
Yeah, it's luxury and safety in one package, which I think makes your cars such a special thing, Doug. So hopefully some people are going to come by and see you real soon for a new ride. I hope so. For the week here gone by, you and I both, as I mentioned, went 8 up and 5 down. Let's see, a couple of picks here. We both had the Giants. We knew they were going to beat Tampa Bay. That was a little closer than I thought it was going to be. But well, you know what? Odell is saying that they could win out and go 9-7. Doug, what do you think of that? Is that possible for the Giants?
I think they're starting to gel. I think the team was more talented than everybody expected. So I think they should have won a lot more games than they have lost.
Yeah.
But let's see if they can pull it together. If they start playing like a team like they should, they could do that.
It's possible. And getting off to a rough start, they might have dug themselves too deep a hole. But he says they got wins coming, so we'll see what happens with that. The Houston-Washington game, I had the Texans in that one. That's 7 wins in a row for them. I like them. You had the Redskins. That horrible broken leg, unfortunately, that the quarterback for the Redskins suffered, Alex Smith. It's going to be tough for them the rest of the way. And they just signed this week, Doug, if you're sitting down, as their backup quarterback the rest of the season, a guy by the name of Mark Sanchez. Remember him?
Yep.
Almost took the Jets to the Super Bowl twice. He is now the backup quarterback for the Redskins for the rest of the year. Are we that shallow in the quarterback pool? How did he wind up with an NFL job? I don't know.
I guess they want somebody that understands the game and, understands the pressure. He was in it for a few years.
Yeah, so. Almost, right? I wonder if Rex Ryan still has that Mark Sanchez tattoo. I wonder if he still does. Maybe, right?
That would be pretty funny.
That would be, right? A couple of upsets, some last-minute kicks that resulted in losses for both of us. Was Denver beating the Chargers in Los Angeles. Nobody saw that one coming. And how did the Oakland Raiders win a game, right? How was that possible? Even they won right at the very end on a late kick, too.
Yeah, those are two games that just blew me away.
Yeah. That was 2 losses for both of us. We both had the Saints, no problem with the Eagles. We both had the Bears. And we both had the Rams. How much fun was that game to watch last night? Kansas City at the Rams. That was back and forth and over 100 points, over 1,000 yards. Do you like football like that, Doug, or do you like it when the defense actually plays?
Well, they've got the defense hands tied so much that they can't really do so many different things. And this game of football has changed to this wide open run and all this stuff.
It definitely has.
There's good things about it. There's bad things about it. But, it goes to show you that these two teams, defenses win Super Bowls.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. You're right.
And the fact that these two teams went both into the locker room knowing that the other team scored 50 points, that's not a good sign.
No. And I think it's worse for Kansas City because their two losses this year, last night and when they lost to the Patriots, I think they scored 44 points there. What message did that send to the offense? Like, man, we put 44 points on the board and we still can't win. Kansas City, I don't think people are sold on yet, Doug. The Rams maybe, but Kansas City not so much, and it's because of their two losses where they gave up a ton of points.
Yep.
So we will see. And congratulations, by the way, to Daryl from Kendall Park, who was the winner this week with, I believe, 11 or 12 out of 13 and got the tiebreaker game correct. So he's going to get some Rutgers men's basketball tickets. So congratulations to him, and he's kind of on his way towards the end of the season grand prize, too, and we'll talk about that coming up. For this week's game, Doug, why don't we just look at the Thanksgiving Day games? We have 3 of them coming up. Lions, who are always at home, they're going to host the Bears. By obligation, I have to take the Lions. They helped me out last week. You like the Bears going into Detroit in that one?
Well, the weird thing about it is I normally always tell everybody on Thanksgiving Day you always got to take Detroit because Detroit tends to win on Thanksgiving Day.
I hope you're right.
But I am taking Chicago.
I should have known, of course, right. They made a statement, I think, Sunday night against Minnesota that they are for real in the NFC North. So I think the Bears are going to win, but, I got to take the Lions. Washington at Dallas, this game all of a sudden is for first place in the NFC East. Washington with a backup quarterback the rest of the way. Dallas with a big win in Atlanta on Sunday. Who do you like in the Washington-Dallas game for first place?
And Dallas is also another team on Thanksgiving, so I'm going with Dallas, especially with the quarterback situation. So I'm taking Dallas.
Okay, and the other game on Sunday night, this is a chance, Doug, for the whole country to see just how good Drew Brees and the Saints are. They lost opening week. They haven't looked back. They've beat the Rams. They've beaten the Eagles. They're gonna play the Panthers still 2 more times, but this is a division matchup against Atlanta. I think Drew Brees is going to put up some big numbers and let the rest of the country see that this New Orleans Saints team is for real. If there's one team that might have put a little bit of a scare in the Rams, particularly if they play in New Orleans, it's got to be the Saints.
There's no doubt, and the Saints have a defense.
Yeah, that's the difference. You're right.
Nobody's scored 40 or 50 points against the Saints.
No, you're right, and they shut down the Eagles here. They made it look easy this past week against the Eagles there. So, So I'll go with the Saints also in that one. So get your picks in. Don't forget 3 games coming up on Thanksgiving as we kind of make our way through the season. We're marching towards the end of the season there. Winner is going to get that beautiful remote control car courtesy of Doug at Catena Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Still time for you to jump in, but get those picks in. It's free. We play for weekly prizes, and I was not able to chip away at your lead at all, Doug. You still have a 6-game lead over me, so we'll have to see what our contest winner is thinking. They got this neat new sandwich at McDonald's. Maybe I could talk them into going to that at the end of the season.
I already told you what I was trying.
Steakhouse 85. I know. We'll see. Doug, happy Thanksgiving, man, to you and your friends and family and everybody at the dealerships there who work so hard. A well-deserved Thanksgiving break for everybody. So all the best to you and your family, my friend, and we look forward to catching up and talking soon, all right?
Yeah, same to you, and from the Ray Catena organization to all your listeners, happy Thanksgiving, and have a safe and healthy holiday.